Have you ever asked God why He hasn't released you from a connection, even when you thought it was over? You prayed for answers, but instead you were left with silence. That silence feels heavy, but it isn't rejection. It is God protecting you, shaping you, and preparing you for something greater than you can see right now. This message will show you the real reasons God hasn't released you from that connection and why His timing is always perfect. 1. God is protecting you from a bigger mistake. There are many plans in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the Lord's counsel, that will stand. You sometimes think you know what is best for your life, but God sees what you cannot. He knows the hidden consequences of choices you might rush into. This is why you are still tied to that connection, because He is shielding you from something worse. You may feel frustrated because things are not moving the way you expected. But God is holding you steady so you will not step into a path that leads to regret. When you want to force an outcome, He slows you down. That pause is not rejection, it is protection. You may not see it now, but later you will realize the wisdom behind His decision. If He released you too soon, you could end up in a place that breaks you even more. He knows the people who would misuse your trust and the doors that look good but lead to pain. That is why He hasn't let you move freely just yet. It is His mercy disguised as delay. You may not like the hold He has placed on you, but it is keeping your heart safe. Sometimes protection feels like denial, but in truth it is love. God would rather frustrate your timeline than let you destroy your future. When you look back, you will thank Him for the mistakes He never allowed you to make. His refusal to release you now is proof that His care for you is deeper than your understanding. 2. God knows the timing isn't right yet. He has made everything beautiful in its time. You might feel ready, but God knows when readiness is only on the surface. He sees that rushing into freedom without preparation would only harm you. This is why He has not released you yet. The timing of your release is not about your clock, but about His perfect calendar. Every season under heaven has a reason, and right now your season is still working. When God says not yet, it is not because He is cruel, but because He is wise. If He opened the door too early, you would step into something your heart is not ready to carry. You may be begging Him to speed things up, but He knows exactly when beauty will unfold. Sometimes what you call delay is actually His preparation. The very thing you think is holding you back is the thing shaping you for what is next. The tension you feel in waiting is not wasted energy. It is God shaping you so that when the release comes, you are fully equipped. You cannot rush God's timing, no matter how badly you want to. The longer you are held in this season, the more complete His work in you becomes. When the time finally arrives, everything will make sense. Your heart will realize why He didn't release you too soon. And in that moment, you will see the beauty He was creating all along. 3. God is using the connection to test your faith. That the genuineness of your faith, being much more precious than gold that perishes, though it is tested by fire, may be found to praise, honor, and glory at the revelation of Jesus Christ. You are still in this connection because God is proving the strength of your faith. Faith that is never tested is faith that never grows. This connection feels like fire, but it is refining you into something stronger. It hurts to remain where you don't fully understand His plan. But that tension is what deepens your trust in Him. God is showing you that your faith is more valuable than anything this world can offer. Every time you continue believing, even when you feel forgotten, your faith becomes gold. You may feel like this situation is breaking you, but it is actually shaping you. Your trust in God is not measured in easy times, but in painful ones. This connection is stretching your faith beyond comfort. It is forcing you to rely on what you cannot see. That is the place where faith is made real. God has not released you yet because your faith still has more to prove. The test is not about destroying you, but about revealing what is inside you. When this test ends, you will carry a faith that cannot be shaken. And that faith will carry you into promises far greater than this season. For God is exposing hidden issues in your heart. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxieties, and see if there is any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. You are not released because God is exposing what is still hidden in your heart. There are things you would never notice without being in this connection. The pain, the struggles, and the disappointments are drawing out what lies beneath the surface. It is not meant to embarrass you, but to heal you. God allows pressure because it reveals what you carry deep inside. This connection forces things out that you would rather ignore. You may see anger, fear, or insecurity rising to the surface, but God is letting it rise so it can be dealt with. He cannot heal what you keep buried. That is why He keeps you here until the hidden parts are exposed. The things you thought were small are now standing in front of you. You realize there are wounds that still need attention. God is not cruel to reveal them. He is kind enough to bring them to light before they destroy you. This is why you are still connected. Because God is uncovering the areas of your heart that only He can restore. And once He has healed what is broken, then you will be ready to move forward. 5. God is using the connection to teach forgiveness. And be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God in Christ forgave you. You are not released because God is teaching you forgiveness in ways that feel almost impossible. It is easy to forgive when the wound is small. It is much harder to forgive when the hurt runs deep. This connection has given you pain that forces you to practice forgiveness again and again. Forgiveness does not mean ignoring what was done. It means refusing to let bitterness control your heart. God is showing you that holding on to unforgiveness only chains you. He has kept you here because forgiveness cannot be learned in comfort. It is learned in places of pain where you choose to release what was done against you. Every time you forgive, you release yourself from the poison of resentment. You begin to see that forgiveness is not weakness, but strength. It takes more strength to forgive than to hold a grudge. God is not punishing you by keeping you here. He is purifying your heart so it will not be heavy with bitterness. That is why the release hasn't come yet. Because until you learn to forgive fully, the weight will remain. But when you finally forgive, you will walk away lighter than you ever imagined. At the end of the day, you can trust that God has not forgotten you or left you in this place without purpose. Every delay, every unanswered question, and every moment of waiting is shaping you for something greater than you can see right now. Hold on to the truth that He is working even when you don't understand, and your release will come in His perfect time. If the content inspired you, please like, comment, and subscribe to Pure Inspirational. Be blessed.